Today let's have a look at what happened in and around the Thrive Themes brand in 2017. So if you're new to Thrive Themes, then these are some of the highlights that you should definitely catch up on. And even if you're a long-time member, you might have missed some of these content pieces and some of these releases. So here are some things that if you missed out on them, this is your chance to get to know these pieces of content, these releases, and so on from last year. Hello, I'm Shane Willach from Thrive Themes.
And I'm Hanne Vervaak from Thrive Themes. And we started this year super strong with the launch of Thrive University. Thrive University is our online training platform, and by now we have over 30 courses, over 8,500 members, which do not include customers and full members because they get access immediately. And this is really one of the projects that had been in the working for a really long time. It's something that we wanted to do for a really long time, and having Thrive University out there and being able to teach people online marketing with a bunch of free courses where people would actually pay for, and with members only courses, so to give even more value to our Thrive Themes members, was really a big highlight for 2017.
Yeah, it was in progress quite a long time. It was a goal to start Thrive University for quite a long time, because we noticed, as we started making tools, we noticed that the tools alone simply aren't enough, right? There's too many questions about, okay, what's the best way to do this? How do I do this? There's basically a lot of confusion around all this online marketing stuff, right? It can be really complex and complicated, and even if we create great tools, unless there's also some instruction, unless there's also some help, it really just adds to the complexity, right? And so this is really part of our mission. We want to give you the best tools, but we also want to give you really good training, and yeah, we're really happy with Thrive University.
And Thrive University actually started another project, which we'll talk about later.
Next up, that was in January. Next up in February, the main thing that happened in February is that we launched Thrive Quiz Builder. So that was our first new product launch of the year.
Woohoo!
and was really well received. And personally, I really like Thrive Quiz Builder, and I really liked it as a project because it's a more advanced and kind of more creative kind of marketing tool. That's, of course, my kind of thing, right? So while we do a lot to cover the basics with our tools, of course, I'm sure you've noticed that we always try to go for the more advanced stuff, try to go deeper in the direction of conversion optimization than most of our competitors do. And Thrive Quiz Builder is a great example of this, right? It's such a flexible tool. You can do so many things with it, and it goes so far beyond just the usual, let's say, lead generation form or so on a website. So Thrive Quiz Builder got off to a really good start in February.
One of the things we always do at Thrive Themes is, after launching a plugin, really listening to what our customers are asking for and improving the plugin based on the feedback. And that's basically what we've done most of March. We've added a lot of new features to Thrive Quiz Builder, such as answer-based tagging and a yes and no quiz type. And we also started working again on Thrive Ovation, which is our testimonial plugin. And we allowed people to receive email notifications when they receive a testimonial, which then actually allows you to have a full-blown autopilot system for getting testimonials. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things that you can use in many ways, right? Because you get a notification when someone leaves a new testimonial, and that also gives you the opportunity to take action on that. You can reach out to them and thank them. You can, basically treat them as a lead or a hot lead based on the fact that they just left a testimonial. So that's just another little addition that you can really use in many, many ways. And we'll get back to Thrive Ovation later in this roundup as well. Also in March, we tried a new kind of content. We published our beginner's guide to landing pages, which is more than a blog post, really. It's almost an online guide, very extensive. So if you're in a position where it's like, okay, everybody keeps talking about landing pages, but what exactly are they and what do I need them for? That's like the one resource page that teaches you everything you need to know about landing pages. And that was also well received, got a lot of shares, and so we might do guides like that in the future as well. Then in April, our focus was mostly on blog content. And one of the things we did more of was we published more of our landing page from scratch videos. So we noticed from the comments and the feedback we got on our content is that this kind of post or this kind of content where you can just watch a video of one of us go from a completely blank page to a fully designed, conversion optimized landing page, just being able to watch every single step along the way, that this is something that really helps in learning our tools. So that's something we focused on more and did more of in this year in general, but especially in April.
And one other type of blog content that we did a lot of was the website review. So we ask our members to submit their website, and then we actually go through them and tell them how they can optimize their homepage or maybe their sales page, depending on which type of website it is. And we noticed that a lot of you really like this because you can see what a real live website looks like and how you could optimize it. And so on blog content, we have by now, so by the end of the year, we have 92 blog posts already. So probably when this is published, we'll more be like 95. Maybe we'll hit 100, but it will be yes or no. But we've been consistently over the year putting out free content to help people learn all this online marketing stuff.
Which also goes together with what we talked about Thrive University, right? That this is part of our mission, is to also do all of this teaching through mostly free content. All right, next up in May, for me the highlight in May was actually a blog post that you wrote, which was a blog post about how Ramit Sethi does lead generation on his website or in his business. And Ramit Sethi is one of the masters, and this was just such an in-depth analysis of everything he does. I mean, you must have signed up to like 100 different opt-in forms, right, to get all this information. And this is, I really love this post because this is a big post, right? It'll take you a while to get through it, but if you haven't seen this, you have to go and look at this because this is a post that's so valuable. I think this is something that you could turn into a project. You could take this one blog post and be like, I'm going to like spend a month just going through this post and implementing as many of these techniques and steps as possible in my business. And the payoff on that would be massive. I mean, the system that Ramit uses is incredible. And this was for me definitely the highlight of the month.
Yeah, it's one of those blog posts / mini courses, I guess, because indeed, if you take action on it, and you can do it with our tools, I think that was also really cool. Because if you see somebody like Ramit Sethi using probably custom coded stuff, and then actually seeing that having Thrive Leads empowers you to use those same techniques on your website, that was really great to see, and I think very valuable for all of our customers.
Yeah.
In June, we mostly concentrated on PDFs, on free ebooks, on how to deliver them, how to create well-designed ebooks, because it's one of those hurdles, right? Everybody says like, yeah, make a free opt-in offer, but how do you start? How do you get started with that? Like the Ramit Sethi post is cool, but you need about 25 different opt-in offers or something to do that. So let's get started with that very first one. And that's what we did in June. We made sure that everybody knows how to make a PDF and how to deliver that to new subscribers.
All right, in July, the two highlights there were, first of all, we released the new Thrive Apprentice plugin to members. So anyone who's a Thrive member already has access to the Thrive Apprentice plugin, and we got really good feedback on that as well. We're still working on that, and a public release is coming soon. And the second thing is that this is when Thrive Architect came along, or basically we'd been talking about what we called Thrive Content Builder 2.0 for a while, and in July we got closer to the launch and we released the new name, or we basically had you guess the new name in a mini game, and we revealed that the new name was going to be Thrive Architect. And of course, like on the team, everyone was super excited because the launch of Thrive Architect, which has been working on for a long time, was finally coming closer.
And releasing the name also gave us a public date where we were going to release the plugin, so definitely that was a big milestone. And about Thrive Apprentice, I was hinting at this in the beginning with Thrive University, because when we launched Thrive University, a lot of you were saying like, hey, I want to be able to build something like that for my own audience. Can we get this on our own website? Mm-hmm. And our answer was, well, no, this has been custom built. But from the very beginning, we had in mind to use this to improve or actually like redo Thrive Apprentice from the ground up, to make it a plugin, to make it available for everybody on the website. And getting that feedback from people saying, like, yes, I like, how can we do this on our website, was very valuable and helped us really shape that product. And getting feedback and comments is, I guess, something we'll get back to too.
Well, we'll get back to that, yeah. And also Thrive Apprentice, this whole Thrive University thing is also, an example of us doing the whole eating our own dog food thing, right? It's like we are much better prepared to build something like a great plugin for building courses if that's a big part of what we do as well. If we're building courses, kind of on a day-to-day basis almost, and we're like deep in this, it helps us understand the challenges you face and understand the requirements and so on much better than if we kind of theoretically, oh yeah, people want to build courses, we don't do it, we just sell software, but we'll make something for you that we don't really truly understand ourselves. So that's also a reason why Thrive University came first.
While August is usually not a busy month in business when everybody's on holidays, we decided to make it one of the busiest months of the year and launch Thrive Architect, first to our members and then do a public release. So Thrive Architect behind the scenes was a lot of work, but we were so happy to finally get it out there, to show our baby, to hope that people would not say it's too ugly, and to get that finally to the public.
Yeah, and as I talked about in a previous update, we did struggle with just we got a lot of new customers through this, and of course from the transition from content builder to architect, it was a support issue. We struggled a bit with support, and so it was a chaotic time, but it was very important for us to get to this new ground level, because Thrive Architect, just like Thrive Content Builder before it, Thrive Architect is the basis of almost every product we create. And it was really important to build that foundation and make that transition, because as you've seen in the months since, it has enabled us to do so many more things, and it has enabled us to improve all our products and add new features that just would not have been possible before. So this was, even though it was difficult, it was really, really important milestone for us.
Since that launch, we've released 6 new landing page sets. And so landing page sets is just not just one landing page. It's actually a full set. So going from a 1-step lead generation and a 2-step lead generation, and then a thank you page and a confirmation page and download page, all of that within the same design. And we launched 6 of those new sets, and they are available. If you have Thrive Architect, they are available in Thrive Architect, which makes that we now have over 200 landing pages available in Thrive Architect.
And what's also new about all those landing pages and all our templates is that now they're all fully mobile optimized and mobile responsive. So they will have already baked into them various like design tweaks that make them look great on like medium and small screens and everything in between as well. So even though the designs many of them are the same that you had before in Thrive Content Builder, they're actually all brand new and newly optimized templates. Another new thing that we did this year is that we started adding some bonus templates. So we started, when we do a tutorial on something where we maybe build, a one-off landing page that isn't a whole set, now you can get those pages also as bonus pages. You can just download them. If you're a Thrive Architect user, you can download them for free. And so if we look at all the bonus pages based on tutorials and things, plus we have pages where it's just collections of design elements that you can reuse. In total, we released 11 such bonus pages this year as well.
And like I said, Thrive Architect is the basis of our other products. So this also makes Thrive Leads so much more powerful, because now you can make mobile optimized opt-in forms. So before you could not like hide the image of an ebook on mobile, and it was just, you had the opt-in form, and then that was the one that people would see on mobile. And now with Thrive Architect and with the possibility to actually do mobile edits, you can have every opt-in form on your website completely optimized for mobile, which is really big.
So in September and October, it was basically all about Thrive Architect improvements, new features, new templates, and so on. And then in November, the highlight for me was definitely our on Black Friday action. So we were talking about, we have a long-standing tradition of not doing seasonal sales, right? But we were talking about, what can we do to make this interesting? Because last year we simply made an announcement saying there's going to be no Black Friday sale, because we knew that we'd get a lot of questions, right? And so instead of our support team answering the question 100 times, we just thought we'll just make a post. And the reaction to that was very positive, really. People seem to love it, right? And so we thought, well, what else can we do? How can we take this further? And so this time around we decided, well, instead of doing a discount, we're going to, instead of giving a discount, we're going to take that money that we'd usually lose in the discount and we're going to put it towards a good cause. This is our on Black Friday action. We donated almost $10,000 to Kiva. And that's really cool. I mean, that was a highlight for me. That so many people got on board with this, and that so many people basically said, you know what, I like this, and it's more important to me to contribute to something meaningful than to get a discount. That was really cool.
And so Kiva is microloaning, and you told the other day that actually we already started getting money back and reloaning that money to other entrepreneurs. So this is really something, a gift that keeps on giving, I would say. And well, for Thanksgiving, that's pretty nice. Yeah. In November, we also did another members only release, and that was Thrive Comments. Now, we've been hinting at the power of comments just before, because for us, in Thrive Teams, and for you, Shane, before already in your other businesses, comments have been invaluable, because you get a direct line, a direct feedback from customers, from prospects, from people just visiting your blog and adding their 5 cents to the conversation. And we use it to improve all of our plugins. We use it to get content ideas. We use it for many different things. And having a website, a blog where we get over 100 comments easily on a lot of our posts, having a good commenting system became more and more important. In the front end, to make it more enjoyable for people to actually add a comment, and in the back end for us to be able to answer to all the comments and not to forget about comments on all their blog posts and so on. So that's where Thrive Comments came into play. And now we've been seeing, since we've installed it on our website, because we started installing it on Thrive Teams and then we released it to members and then it became publicly available. And since we started using it on Thrive Teams, we've been seeing so much engagement of people like upvoting, and no, we don't do downvotes. Upvoting different comments and really adding to the conversation. More replies
as well. There's just more people actually talking to each other in the comments. It's one of the things we noticed. And it's just like we have, for us a great experiment as well, because we wanted to see if we can kind of take all this value we get out of this engagement, and if we can amplify that further with a plugin. And so far that's been successful. Yeah. So that brings us to now, and a few more things that we didn't cover, a few more things that I think are worth mentioning. First of all, Thrive University we mentioned before, and we released a lot of new courses in Thrive University, including some members only, some premium content basically that you can only get as a Thrive member. And two of my favorites there were the landing page copywriting course. I really like that. We also got some really good responses to that. It is the kind of thing, the reason I like it so much is because for me, if I see someone going, oh, here's an advanced copywriting course, and I think, oh, this is great, and I buy it or I take part or whatever, I'm almost inevitably disappointed, because I'm like, well, it's not very advanced. This is kind of basic, right? and I think the landing page copywriting course, even if you've done a lot of reading about copywriting, even if you are already well versed in this, I bet you will find stuff in this course that you've never heard before, that you've never thought of before. So that's the reason I highlight this. Another one is we have a complete course on how to use Thrive Ovation to basically create a system that just automatically brings in testimonials without you having to do anything. And I mentioned this because, Thrive Ovation and I think Thrive Comments as well, that have this a bit in common, where most people would not, most people are not out there looking for, oh, I need a better commenting plugin, or oh, I need some system to get testimonials, right? It's not like top of mind, but these things can be so powerful. And that is, with Thrive Ovation, it's exactly this. For me, it's like one of these things where you can get an advantage, knowing that most entrepreneurs are just not thinking about this and don't get excited about testimonials. But on the flip side, knowing how much of a difference it can make if you put a good testimonial on a page. If you kind of look past whatever it is that makes the other stuff look more exciting and this look less exciting, if you can look past that and be like, okay, I'm going to take this seriously, I'm going to set this up, you can give yourself such an edge over the competition. And with comments, I think it's similar, right? I mean, comments doesn't sound super exciting, but if you cultivate this kind of dialogue with your audience, it can end up making a difference that's it's not quantifiable really. You can't really say, oh yeah, every comment I get is worth $25 or something like that. It doesn't really work like that, but the value you get if you invest the time and build this up is massive. And yeah, that's also one of the things where Thrive University, I think, plays an important part, because if we just give you these tools, you're like, testimonials, comments, I don't know. But we're also teaching you, how we use this and how we get the value out of these tools.
And my second most favorite blog post was an article that Stephanie did and a video that went with it on how to discover the secret design code. Now, the reason that I like this blog post is because we didn't use any designers for redoing the website that we are showing. It's actually 3 very simple things that you can do on your website that you can implement today, where you don't need to be like this design whiz to understand what's happening, but that really make a difference in the visual aspect of your website and just will make your website look so much more professional. And that's one of the reasons why I really liked this post.
So for me, I already mentioned my favorite post is the Ramit Sethi, how Ramit Sethi does lead generation one. And another one that we actually did quite recently was the one about click shaming. So a post about click shaming, which is the idea that if you have a pop-up that says, do you want to learn my secrets to something and something? Yes, I do. Or no, I will suck forever. Right? So instead of just having a no action that's just no thanks, it's like no negative consequence. And this has been certainly gaining popularity, right? And then so we decided, well, let's see.
Test it out.
Let's test it out. Does this make a difference? Because it's one of those things which I think with marketing, just as with anything else, really, stuff comes along. It's like fashion, right? It's people are doing it not because it works. People are doing it because they saw on their favorite blog, that blog did it, so they're doing it as well. And a lot of stuff that comes along. I mean, think about how much of a hype there was about exit intent. Up until recently, basically, it's died down a bit. But everyone was going on about exit intent. And at the time, we were also like, well, let's test it. It turns out, basically sucks, right? The conversion rates on exit intent are terrible. And so this kind of thing I really like, where we take a look at something that everybody seems to be on board with, and we actually test it out, and we got some interesting results. So if you missed out on that, definitely check out the post on click shame.
We actually think it's pretty funny to take those very hypey concepts and to be the anti-marketer on this and to actually show people what is really working. Now, the thing is, this might not give such an interesting headline of being like, oh, we just improved our conversion rates by 560,000%. You can do the same if you just add a really negative no message on your opt-in form. But still, we saw that people really engaged with this content. Over 200 comments on the post, if I'm not mistaken, of people really being very vocal about why they hate this type of opt-in forms. And that shows that it pays sometimes to go against the grain.
Yeah. Another honorable mention for me blog post was that we did a blog post on how we do the bubble effect, the video bubble effect in our videos. And it's totally unrelated to basically anything we do, but it's just one of those things. So in our tutorial videos, we tend to have an effect that looks like this. And people always ask us, how do you do this? What software do you use? Whatever. And so we just decided to, just do a tutorial. Here's how we do it. And that was cool. And it got, thinking that for being a non-marketing blog post and a marketing blog, got quite a good reaction as well.
Well done, Mikhail.
All right, so that is our highlight reel of 2017 on Thrive Themes. With that, well, thank you very much for being part of what we do. Thank you very much for being part of the Thrive Themes member and audience group. We really appreciate, whether you're a member and you've been a long time member, and we super appreciate all of our members and customers, but also if you're just an audience member, if you just follow our content, if you're learning from our Thrive University, we really appreciate that. Like I said, we're not only about selling stuff. It's part of our mission to teach, and having the opportunity to teach and having the opportunity to be in a dialogue with our audience. Very, very grateful for that. So thank you very much. And, I hope you had a great 2017, and I hope we will all have a great next year as well.
I'm sure that we will not be slowing down in 2018. We will continue providing all of these great resources for you, and we really hope that you'll be with us to follow along. So thank you.